Hey guys, Elizabeth, the curly haired country gal here. Today I'm going to be talking about the barrier that I used to keep grass from getting into my Premier One fence. So check out the other video that I have reviewing the Premier One fence itself, but in this video I'm going to be talking about the different ways that I tried to keep grass from the fence so that it was a lot lower maintenance for me to manage and take care of, and so I wouldn't have to move 600 feet of fence weekly to keep the charge up. So it's been going pretty well, and I'm really happy with the results. So I kind of turned it into an experiment and used two different kinds of materials around the fence. I think it's about an even 50-50 split. 50% of it is this fabric, which is YardWorks heavy-duty landscape fabric, and this came, I believe, in a 24-inch section. Oh no, I'm sorry, it was 6 feet wide. So we cut it in half. So it was 3-foot sections, 1.5 feet on both sides, something like that. And the cost wasn't too high. And then on the other side, we have a black poly sheeting. So I'm going to kind of show you what it looks like and kind of the pros and cons of using it. So with all of the projects that I have around here, I like to try and make them low maintenance, low cost, and durable, or at least try to keep those things in mind and balance them. So this setup, I guess I would say, is fairly low cost. Both of the rolls that we got, I'm going to look at my notes here. The black poly sheeting is $62 for 8 feet by 100 feet. So we cut the 8 feet into 3 even sections, so that ended up giving us 300 feet. And then the heavy duty landscape fabric, that was 6 feet wide, and I think we actually just cut that into thirds as well and had 2-foot wide sections, and so that ended up giving us 300 feet as well, and those were both about $62, so not that bad, plus the staples, and then obviously plus the labor to do it, if you keep that into consideration. So again, the purpose of this was to keep the weeds and grass out, and overall it's been working well. So I'm going to show you the different types, the fabrics here, and show you the pros and cons. With this one, first of all, this heavy-duty landscape fabric, this was my husband's vote as the one that was going to do the best. Now the pro of this is that it's not brittle. And so the pros and cons of both of these fabrics are kind of opposites. So this one is not brittle, but some weeds do just kind of pop right through, so it doesn't keep everything out. I think this fabric is intended to be used under like a bed of rocks or a bed of whatever. So I'm not sure that it's intended to, so it made me wonder, maybe it's not intended to be used on the top surface to prevent things from growing through, but there are some things growing through it. And then the con, that's the con, I'm sorry, that some stuff does grow through, but it's not too brittle. Then I'm going to go ahead and show you the other fabric, the polyplastic with the UV barrier, or with the UV additive. And the pro of that fabric, or that material, is that nothing can get through it if there's no holes. But the con is that it has gotten more brittle, and so there's punctures from presumably where deer have jumped over the fence and made holes, and obviously stuff couldn't grow through it. So I'm going to just kind of take a lap around, and I'll show you what it is that I'm looking at, and just kind of show you what's going on with it. Okay, so I'm going to be sure to turn off the fence here, and then I'm just going to walk along here. So as you can see, I haven't weed whacked, I haven't used the string trimmer on the inside for a while, so there's definitely some grass growing up in here, and the fence is off, but it goes back to here, so that's going to be pretty easy to take care of. I just haven't done it recently. But anywhere there's a hole, stuff definitely pops through pretty quickly. Hope I got a little bit of trash there. And there is a little bit of buildup of grass here underneath it, but it's not too bad. So So like I said, a few things do kind of pop through, but now as I'm looking at it, it's definitely not bad. It has been doing a pretty good job of keeping things out. Hi, Junebug. Good girl. Now right up here is where we transition to the poly plastic, and yeah, it definitely keeps everything out as well, but again, just more brittle. So there's some cuts there. That, I think that was maybe from the lawnmower driving over it. There's a cut there. A few punctures there. Another one. And this is where it's the worst. The mower had been set pretty low, maybe 2 or 3 inches, I'm not sure what, but it definitely tore it up a little bit here. And I think that's the puncture I was thinking of, where it just looked like I could just picture a deer jumping over the fence and landing there and making that hoof print. But yeah, nothing gets through, that's for sure. Just a little bit of trash there. The weeds are pretty resourceful. I mean, even the tiniest hole, they can find a way up. But overall, this is definitely keeping things pretty clear. Now I can contrast this material with just using a cardboard box right here with a black trash bag over it. I tried to do that because I had some extra fencing, so I wound it back and forth just right here in this corner to use it up so that I could make a circle and make an oval, I guess. And obviously that only lasted maybe a couple weeks before the garbage bag was ripped, and the boxes, those used to be brown, they're faded to white now. So yeah, those are definitely an improvement to that. Yeah, and as we keep going around, again, I'm pretty happy with it. I might just need to go through with some black tape to make some repairs, and maybe once every 2 or 3 months, especially in the warmer months, I should be out here trimming the edges. But overall, it's been working really well to keep my life a little bit easier as far as maintenance. So anyway, I hope that's helpful. If you're thinking about using a Premier One fence, to just keep in mind how much work it's going to be to maintain it and to keep it clear so that you'll keep your charge. So anyway, hope this was helpful, and we'll catch you next time. But I like to try and find systems to use around the homestead. Oh, my dog's pooping in the background. Junebug! This is our foster dog, Junebug. She is such a sweetie. I'm very excited. Anyway,